Okay. Okay. I think this works. This kind of looks. This kind of looks all right, I guess. So everybody, um, everyone is kind of telling me how it's done. They're like, "This is what you have to do. This is what everyone else does. All right, you have to copy. You got to copy success. You copy the things that work." So well, I have pretty well figured out how this software works. It's not as complicated as I feared that it might end up being. I'm glad that it was made reasonably well. It's not that hard to figure out. Um, these are just. It's like Photoshop. It's like Photoshop, guys. They're frames or layers. I mean. So then I just made a. I don't know how big this is supposed to be. I know that everybody. Actually, I don't know. A lot of people put their little camera in the in the right, and some people put it in the left. I don't know which is more common. I've seen both. I guess it doesn't really matter. But I don't even know how I made the decision. I just arbitrarily put it on the left. This I've figured out a somewhat more permanent solution for the camera, just in that I wrapped. Oh, you can't really see that. I wrapped paper around it, like I kind of taped taped some paper. So now it's like a. I think there's an actual term for this, but mine's like a very amateur one, a light box, or that's not what it's called. It's not a light box. That's like something in graphic design, or not graphics design, like a website design. It's like when the picture pops up, and everything else gets dark around the picture, because you're looking at the picture in like a focus. That's called a light box because it's the only light thing on the screen is the picture. So I just threw this together. This is like. Wait, how does this work? Oh. I should have a. This one's blank. Can you hear me when I'm using that? Oh, I guess you can. I should have. Wait for just screen. Like. Wait. If it, oh, it's impossible to edit it while you can see. Video capture? Or wait, display capture. Da, da, da. Like that. Okay, yeah. So then this one is just screen, just camera. I'll maybe give these better names at some point. So, oh, and then I don't know why, but it feels weird to me if this can see my taskbar. Not that there's anything secret down here. I just feel like y'all don't need to see this. you don't need to see what windows I have open. So I on my default one, I just have that hidden. Or something that I don't know. Oh, I need to figure out a good solution for this because at the moment, there's a lot of background noise when I'm talking. There's a noise gate. There's like a noise minimum thing below which it won't record. But then the result is that I'm like coming in and out, and whenever I'm talking, you can kind of hear all the fans and shit. God, we have a filter thing. What is it called? An air. No, this didn't help. An air purifier. Okay, whatever. An air purifier is what it's called. We got an air purifier now. I'm like, oh my god, yet another fucking thing in the house that just makes white noise. So you can just click on this, but it's a little tricky to move the. Oh, actually, I got it. 40. Last I checked, that's the exact. This is my low-tech way of seeing how wide stuff is. Yeah, it's 40. You can see here is where your selection is. It's exactly 40 high, so I just cut off the bottom 40. And I mean, it doesn't even look that different, right? Because it's black down there. Well, you normally just get to see black anyway because it's a black taskbar. Yeah. Chrystia Freeland's first act as Ukrainian economic advisor. I really don't like the Beaverton. I guess I'm kind of just a lame person. I don't like satire in general. It's just like the cheapest, even when it's anti right wing, when it's against the Conservative Party, I don't like it either. I don't like just the Onion format, I guess. I remember finding The Onion, like the actual The Onion, really funny back in the day. Oh wait, my actual monitor isn't compressed. Oh, I was supposed to do this, right? Wait, did I do that right? Yeah. Does that look right? Oh wait. Oh shit, wait, so is that thing, shouldn't it be up 4 or something? Or wait, is this 40 tall? Oh, it is 40 tall. Oh, so this should, I feel like this, no, but there's no border. What's the problem then? Why does that not look right to me? Can I screenshot this? Wait. Do you see the bottom of the monitor? Wait, what? Okay, so like here, you can see there's a little bit more, there's a little bit of space below this arrow that I don't see here. Why is that happening? Oh, is it just not going down as far as I thought it was? Wait. Oh, it's 44! Why did I do that? Oh, maybe it's because I thought I was adding a border? No, that should just still be 40. 40. Okay, there we go. Everything should be good, I think. What was I even just talking about? Oh, yeah, I don't like satire. I love Chrystia Freeland. But if you tell people that it's possible for them to save money, I think she once said, like, hey guys, if the economy sucks, maybe cancel extra expenses like Disney Plus that add up over time. There's a lot of fucking poor people who have bad spending habits where it's like, oh god, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm spending like over 100 a year on Disney Plus, or I'm spending over 100 a year on Netflix. Sometimes both, sometimes more than just those two. So if you're a politician, you have to be really careful and never mention anything like that, otherwise it'll trigger people and they'll be making jokes about it for like the next year. What was I just thinking about? Okay, this frame, actually, let me just do this, because I don't really need that at the moment. This frame thing, this is just made with a let's just click on that if I'm gonna cough. Genius. Where was I? I had just an asset already drawn. This bricks, which I drew this by hand for some reason. I drew this manually, and but now you only have to draw it once, and now anytime I want bricks for any reason, I just have this bricks.png that I can copy, and then I don't really know why I like. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, I don't even understand the point of this like little overlay thing. I just know that everybody talks about it like it's like necessary. Like, oh, you're gonna if you're going to live stream, which I don't even necessarily want to, but that's what everybody gets the impression. I'm fiddling with OBS, and I was streaming for like a week or two. It just pops into people's heads. They're like, streaming? Oh, streaming overlay, stream overlay. You have to have an overlay to stream. You need a stream overlay. That's what a stream overlay is for. It's for when you stream. I was looking at some of these people, and some of them have stream overlays. Not all of them, though. Ugh. I really hate this website because I open it and it's like, here's a far lefty, here's a far right winger. They both are just going to sit here watching YouTube videos and reading Twitter for 8 hours. They're horrible. Are there any normal people on this website? Yes, but they don't talk about politics. So, like, what's this? This is an art stream. That's like an interesting... Oof. Interesting idea? Not idea. Not a unique idea, but I mean, it's like, I can't imagine... Whatever. Ooh, this is an ad. This is quite an ad. I guess whatever ad block thing I have didn't block this one. I feel like that went on quite a while. I'm just so used to not seeing ads on anything else. Well, this person doesn't really have an overlay. Maybe overlays are fucking stupid. Maybe it was a waste of time. It didn't take me that long to make it. I just kind of said, okay, and then I cut... all I did was cut out the shape, or whatever, the size that I figured I would set the side thingy to. So, whatever. This person has cam on right, cam on left, cam on right, cam on left, cam on right. It seems like there's no industry answer. There's no like general which one is better. It doesn't seem like one is better. It seems like it's just whatever you want. Oh yeah, I should look and see if there's a... How did I do this before? Nope. I did... It's not the best microphone, but I did manage to get my hands on a microphone that I think is better than the one I was using before. Oh, I'm so stupid. Filters. So is there a, Oh, there is a noise... Okay, noise suppression. Method. RN noise. What did that just do? I don't have to do anything? So in, like, Audacity or whatever... I say or whatever, I don't even know the names of any other audio programs. It's really just Audacity. But in Audacity... Oh. It can't... I think Audacity doesn't work while OBS is open. But in Audacity, the way this works is you have to noise removal and then get noise profile, meaning you have to tell Audacity, this is noise. This is what my noise sounds like. So maybe, maybe this just somehow... This just automatically knows what noise. Using an AI model to filter human speech. Oof. Oh. Oh god, I'm contributing to AI. Speaks. Free Kodak. Been like a little sick over the last little bit. Still Audio compression format designed for speech. Doesn't even sound like it's a audio. What am I a noise removing thingy. Hmm. Oh, I was saying I'm like kind of getting over illness, but I'm still coughing a little bit, and then like my nose is still a little bit unhappy. But good God, it was way worse a week ago. Speaks run run noise. Well, I don't know what either one sounds like. Shit. I guess I'll figure out which one is better later. Right here. For now, let me do it. Yeah, I guess I could just turn this frame off. Because I don't really know what the point of it is. Part of the point is that you're supposed to have a chat window. I don't know why you have to have a chat window. I don't want a chat window. I don't want to chat. I want to chat with any of you fuckers. And if you do chat with me, I don't want your messages on screen. But alas, that's what the people expect. You can't just have, because you can set it up so that your chat is just on the other window. I can see it. But people want the video. People want their chat on the video itself. So whatever. It's just about conformity to the norms, or the expectations rather. So right now, what I've been thinking about is, I guess, just like the type of videos that I'm even making. YouTube, I don't think YouTube like advertises this anywhere, but they still have these old what do you call them? The shortcuts or whatever. You go my_videos like that, and it redirects you to the studio thing. Oh, I recorded this earlier, and I didn't actually make it. I didn't make it public, but this was me fucking with the camera. Oh, maybe I should make this public. Hmm. Yeah, okay. I'll just do this right now. Whatever. And now it's this was recorded like this morning, I think. Or was it yesterday? That sounds so weird. Was it recorded today or yesterday? Like, why would I not know that? But it's because I have a horrible sense of when things happened because of how I sleep, which has always been the case. I have always been a dysfunctional vampire when it comes to sleeping. And that as a result, I'm like, wait, was that when I woke up or was that yesterday? I'm pretty sure it was this morning, whatever. So I have this like, let me think about this. I don't like making videos in some sense. Well, I shouldn't just say it like that. In some respect, I do really like making videos, but there's like I don't really like the end result. I don't like most YouTube videos. I don't like things that feel overproduced, and I really don't like the way that YouTubers talk, and the like just the way that everything is. I guess produced is a good word. A lot of things that I go to watch online, they feel overproduced, and therefore bad. When I very first started making these, they were really stupid. I don't even know. I don't know what I was thinking with them exactly, but I threw these out, and then um, I was writing. I was really just a write. Almost all of these are actually just text articles that I wrote at some point, and then I sent them to like a couple of people I knew, and the problem that I realized was nobody wants to read text articles. Nobody wants to read. Why am I saying text? Text art. I could just say articles. Text articles. Nobody wants to read articles. So I was like, okay, you don't want to read this thing. It's too long. There's a lot of words. It's boring. Everyone is so, I don't know. People are just averse to reading a lot of stuff. Even though people do read a lot of stuff actually. The way that it works, the problem is just that people are incapable of reading a lot of one thing. So people will read. Good God, how do I do this? People will read like a chunk, and then a chunk, and then a chunk, and then a chunk, and then like they'll continue doing this, right? Like they'll they'll read like this, but they won't read this. They find this intolerable because they are just reading the same thing and it just keeps going. So it's like the thing that people are averse to isn't reading, it's not jumping around between things, because this isn't all one continuous thing. This is like you read this tweet and then you read this, I don't know, YouTube comment, and then you read this text message, and then you read this chat message. And it's like what people have a compulsion to constantly be darting their attention from one thing to the next. They can't just focus on one long thing. That seems to be like that's my understanding of the condition, the human condition at this point in time that we're kind of dealing with in trying to get people to pay attention to something and to be actually absorb information. So when you upload an article and onto your website and then link to that article on Reddit, well, the Reddit article, it's going to be one thing. It's going to be like one headline. People will read that headline, and then they'll open, people will literally like open this thing and be like, oh, okay. And then they'll read this, and they'll read this, and they'll read this, and they'll read this. These are all different things. Your brain feels like you're starting a task, and then you're just jumping, and you're moving on to the next task. But what they won't do is open this and actually read this article. Fuck that. They don't want to read an article. This is like a really, really short article. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. 6 if this one final sentence counts. But even some of them are longer than that. But the point is, I'm pretty sure that we're absorbing more text. Like people will read more text in the form of all the comments that they read and add up than they are willing to read in the article. So how do we relate that to a YouTube video? A YouTube video is supposed to feel like a bunch of different kind of disconnected things. So I say one thing, and then I say another thing, and the goal is just that it feels like it's always changing. You don't want the YouTube video to feel. It's like such an awkward time, but I feel like the scroll wheel in my mouse is fucking up. You don't want the YouTube video to feel like one big long thing. It should feel like a bunch of little things that you're jumping in between. And that was kind of what I was thinking about when I was making the earlier ones, was I just have to make it so that what is on screen changes every so often. So I think the very I have a few that I removed actually, but I had a few that were like it was basically just this. It was, and then I talk. So I just said, okay, well I have a bunch of stuff that I wrote, and I want you to hear and understand the words. I want to transmit these words, these thoughts from my brain to yours. You're not willing to read all these words. Okay, well, what if I record myself? I can record myself reading all of these words that I wrote, and then you can listen to the recording. But then you have this blank screen. Well, that's boring. Okay, how do I make words less boring? And then that was the answer. It was, okay, well, you just have pictures. I think I had one about Justin Trudeau, where the entire video was actually basically just a slideshow of I did this. I went Justin Trudeau, and the video was just a different Justin Trudeau picture every like 5 seconds or something. So the entire there was almost no actual work or content put into the video presentation. It was just, here, look at Trudeau. But I feel like it was a lot more engaging than a blank screen, because it felt like it was changing every few seconds. And I think that's my foreground color is black. I think that's what your brain is looking for. And then I heard some people, I have friends who I would send these videos to, and then we would talk about them, and I would ask, like, what'd you think? And the most common response that I got was, it was kind of boring. So I was like, okay, it's kind of boring. What do I do about that? How do I fix that? Because for this one, I knew that this was going to be long. Oh, I actually remade this one because the audio was so fucked on the original. Where did it go? Where did it go? Am I just bad at looking for stuff? Where is it? Oh, I don't know. Hadn't got to it yet. So this one, for this video, I said to myself, what I did is I watched it and I closed my eyes while listening to, or I didn't watch it. There was nothing to watch yet, but I had written all of this. I'd written all of this out. This entire video is just a gender, sex, transsexuals. So this entire video is just this page. So you see, like, I sat down at some point and I just said, okay, here's all the information that I think is true and kind of relevant to the topics of this stuff. And I wrote out these, like, arguments, and kind of oddly, there's not a single citation because it wasn't, like I don't link to anything. I do talk about sources, like I do mention where the information is, and I think at some point I'm quoting some. Oh yeah, I quote like some actual books. The Biology of Sex by Alex Mills is still a really great. I don't have like a PDF of it or whatever. I had the actual book, but whatever. You kind of just have to take my word on some of this stuff when I explain like this is the concept. But all I did was I took this and I read it all out loud, and then I listened to myself, and I tried to imagine, like if I just have this, that I hear myself say these words. I tried to imagine what kind of visual could accompany the thing that I'm currently saying. So then and then I drew it all, and this took like an ungodly amount of time. And it wasn't worth it. This was like such a huge waste of time. When I look back, this was the first video where I drew a character, because when I was editing the video together, it was stuff, but there were some sections where I couldn't think of anything. I was like, I really don't know what to show here. I don't know what to put in this spot. So I was like, what do people normally put in a video? What is a video when we're not cutting to a thing? And I thought about newscasters. I thought about like on the news. Can I just search that? Whatever. On the news, it's usually the hell? An animated show about Stephen. Whatever. The point is that when they're not showing you something on the news, you just see a person sitting at a desk. So I drew a person. I drew them sitting at a desk, and then yeah, that was it. I've just been using that ever since. But most of this video, this is like the video that this character appears least in, just had these like really shitty drawn everything. How the fuck these people look? But and then this is, I don't think I ever put this much effort into drawing all little things for a video after this. Because again, I think there was like 164, 5 or so, because I was saving them as like 1.png, 2.png, and then I think at the end I had 168.png. But it's almost like I want to brag, like, oh, look how much effort I put into this, but the effort wasn't very well spent. These aren't like that great pictures. I think they're kind of neat. Like I kind of like the shitty MS Paint style. I find it kind of funny, but I'm not gonna bother doing this again. This was like a waste of time. I like this one, the caveman. When I think about it now, thinking about the other ones. How is Saudi Arabia improving? So like, damn it, I wish this just linked to the video instead of opening up. I guess it makes sense why that link would do that, but whatever. The video really, I'm just presenting information, and then by this point, I'm leaning a lot more heavily on using the picture of my character at a desk rather than having all of these other pictures that I cut to. And then because I knew that that was the case, because I knew I'm not gonna draw so many fucking pictures. I'm just gonna have it be the person at the desk. Well, if that's going to be the case, the picture of the person at the desk probably needs to be more visually interesting. So I drew the shelf and the plants and stuff. But now at this point, I don't even know if I want to use this character because I feel like if I have the ability to appear on camera, I think it gives you a lot of legitimacy, I guess. I feel like people take you more seriously as a person or whatever. I feel like if someone, if you were to say like, oh, this video or this article by Iris Embry, and then somebody searches like, oh, Iris Embry, who's that? And they look me up, and I'm like, I find it funny that that video is the first result. I've never searched myself before. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I think if somebody searches me up and then this is what I am, right? They're gonna. I feel like people are gonna be very dismissive of me. I feel like they're just gonna be like, oh, this, that, this is Iris Emerald. Like I feel like you want a real person, and I am a real person, but whatever. The only reason I did this is I didn't have a camera, or I had like a one shitty camera. I managed to get this one. So I have a friend who gave me this one. I have a family member. God, I don't want to make myself sound like a total fucking charity case. I've bought a number of things. Someone gave me the light. I bought the microphone, and someone gave me this camera. This camera is not the best, but it is a camera. It works, I guess. Seems good enough for my purposes. And then I've had to kind of fiddle around with how this presentation happens or whatever. I've had to kind of think about this more than I've ever had to think about it before. It's so it used to just be like, oh, appearing on video, it just seemed too hard. It was easier to just record myself, and I think especially when I'm doing this style of video where I kind of have a script. Well, no, I shouldn't say kind of. I do have a script. I guess it's just like I don't read the script exactly verbatim. I have a script that I kind of what I often do is I read a sentence, and then when I say the sentence, I'm not looking at the sentence, if that makes sense, because I think I did that initially, and it sounded too fake. It sounded too much like I was reading. So what I would do is I would read the the lazy shit. What's the example sentence? The lazy dog jumped over or the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy sleeping dog. But then I would look away, and then I would read into the microphone. Yeah, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy sleeping dog, and I always made sure that I wasn't looking at the text when I was saying the text, because I feel like that was what was fucking me up. I was sounding too something. I don't know. But they are still essentially scripted, with some minor variation from me just saying it a bit differently or just adding a little bit when I'm doing it live. That is hard to do if you want there to be an accompanying video or recording, because what I would often where did this open? Oh, it's just taking forever to open. What I would often do is I would hit record, say some stuff, and then I would stop and remove. It's funny that it often picks up the sound of me hitting my mouse to stop it. I would record something like that, and then I would record the next sentence. I found this way easier than sitting down and trying to record one like hour of text or audio. I mean, 1 hour of audio. That was too hard. Recording 1 hour of audio all at once, I feel like I would end up. I would just like get nervous. My my mouth would get dry, and I'd have to stop. And so what I ended up doing after a while was I realized, oh, you should like really break it up. I thought about this when I was watching a video of voice actors for the Lion King. And I realized, like, oh yeah, I guess for them, every line in the movie is a different take. They don't sit there with the script and have to do have to do the whole movie all at once. Um, so I tried doing that for myself, and doing it kind of just one line at a time, and that was a lot easier. But then, how do I do that with the camera on? I guess I could do it in OBS, but then I can't add one little bit at a time to a file and then have a file at the end. It would make a separate recording. It would like create a separate video for every single time I hit record, and that seemed like a pain in the ass. So I just didn't want to do it. Oh, and then also it's harder to patch. So sometimes I would, you know, I would record a huge section, and then tomorrow or like hours later, I would realize, oh shit, I mispronounced this part. So I would just I would re-record that those few words, and I could edit out in Audacity, and I could you don't hear the difference. You don't even hear the cut. If you're recording yourself a video of yourself talking, that becomes a lot harder to do. You can't very easily just cut in a I don't know if there's like an industry term or a well accepted term. I always just save them as patch. Like I would save it as like India video.mp3, and then I would say India video patch 1 to mean like a separate file that I was patching into the video. So I think for those two main reasons was like I can't record the video like this, and then I can't record the video like in chunks accumulating into the same video file, and then I can't record it. Oh yeah, it's harder to do patches. I think those are the two things that make it a lot easier to only do the video, or to only do the recording with audio. So to just forget the camera, just sit here, talk. Ooh, I should. Yeah, I have to be careful with that. To just sit here talking into a microphone and not have to worry about the video. But people like video, people like a real person, people like to see you when you're talking, blah blah blah. It's a really easy way to fill space. So even though there are disadvantages, even though there are advantages to only to doing like audio only, basically, we're moving into the video realm, yeah, over time, I think the first video I did that started incorporating there was like another kind of change, and was it in the video? I think it was in the liberalism video, where I don't remember. One of these was the very first time that I did something specific, which was I just regarded myself. I just started drawing in Paint instead of having to do a instead of having to like make an animation in Vegas or in whatever software you use. I use Vegas Pro because that's the one that was popular when I was like a teenager. It's still around. I don't know how many people still use it. I don't hear about it much anymore, but that's how I learned to edit, was using that software. You can create text and put that and as an element in Vegas, and then you can move it around and do stuff with it. But it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks having to do text manipulation or asset manipulation in the video editor. It's a lot easier to just move stuff around in Paint or in, as I started using eventually, Google Docs. I think this was the first one where I just started drawing stuff in Paint. Like so for this, or no, not this. Like these images are images that I saved as files and then uploaded to the video editor. This is just these are just two different pictures. But then like so for this text in the corner, that's a text element created in the video editor. And then there was some like this. Or actually I don't remember if I had like a list of text in this one because I was moving away from doing that. I know that the India one, for example, definitely did. What's that? So in the India video, you can see there's like a bunch of sections where I just have text on screen that I'm manipulating, and then I have like notes. Like this I kept having to do, and this was like done manually where I'm masking the text, and then on a keyframe I'm moving this mask across so that you can see more of the text. That's what's making it come in like that. And then each of these is like a different there's one text event that handles all of it, but then you have to split that up. You then split it into multiple. I guess they would technically be different text events, but they're based on the same generated media. So you have one generated text, and then you split it into multiple video events, and then you keyframe the beginning of each of those to move the mask around to have it come in. And it just sucks. It just like having to do everything in the editor. I just realized like how am I gonna make a video or make like a transition or whatever of this, like this little graph could easily this image right here, this could easily have been created in a different way, but just opening OBS and just recording myself making this in Paint was a lot easier than any other way that I could have done, probably. And then I don't even give a fuck. I'm not trying to hide the fact that it's Paint. I love Paint. I love MS Paint. Yeah, who become the new dictators. And then I think I did this again at some point. I think there were two other times in this video. This is probably like the best video that I've made overall. Oh, I missed a couple spots where my shirt randomly goes green. Huh. Oh, whatever. Yeah, fuck some up. Yeah, there's like two different. I changed at some point how I do the desk as well. I wonder if anyone noticed and thought, what the fuck? No. So then, where's my little doodle of the, oh, here, this looks like shit, but I I kind of like this. Like, I could have made it so that these, you could save the hammer and sickle as a hammer and sickle.png. You could load those into the editor 3 times and position them there, and then have them move to the right. Nah, just draw it in Paint. Just fucking draw it in Paint. Like, the same with like I could have done a better job on these swastikas. But this is kind of what I mean when I was saying like I don't like a lot of content on YouTube because it just feels like it's a lot of stuff feels like it's like overproduced. Like I really liked just doing these. There was another one in the middle with the castle or whatever. This no, I made this. I just drew this in MS Paint, but I use using the numbers from. It wasn't actually that important. I spent a lot of time making this stupid chart, and then I realized after I put it in the video, I was like, this chart doesn't actually didn't really add that much to to what I was talking about. This one, yeah. So this is a funny. I got shit. I have to make an actual. I gotta make an actual image of this. I have to look up like I don't know, castle on a hill. I gotta find. Maybe I have to do it in like the MS Paint style that I do. Because I definitely I want an image that kind of represents a thing. Oh yeah, like Reagan's shining beacon on a hill represent a thing that is good that is being attacked on multiple from multiple different sides. And I just didn't have something that visualized that. And then it works well because of the look, we're on top of the horseshoe. I don't think I said that in this, but yeah. Oh, so I guess my point is that the more that I'm thinking about it, I feel like even having the oh, I think it's not I think my mic is not picking up the little Oh, you can probably hear it while I'm talking, the little noise of my scroll wheel. It's not fucking working. This is a $10 mouse that I've had for a few years, so if it were to break, it's not a big loss, but it is oddly timed that it's the first fucking time I've done this. My fucking mouse. Gotta get a better one, I guess. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking about moving in the direction of, because the way that I was doing some of these, this makes me feel like, dude, why am I even making a video? Like, this presentation, I practically made this video in Google Docs. Like, this, yeah, this is me typing in Google Docs. I don't know if I show, I don't remember if I showed the top of my screen at the beginning so you can see that it's Google Docs, but this is just me typing in Google Docs. And while I was doing this, I showed, I have a close friend who she actually doesn't really care about these videos because they're too political and boring, right? So they're just not into the subject matter. But I showed them these videos, and she's like, she commented that this video felt very much like a stream clip. So it feels like because it's just literally me typing and I'm kind of like making what you're seeing live. I've been thinking about whether that's a better way to do it. Like in theory, I could also this image just right here. This makes me think, why am I not using like I could literally use PowerPoint, but I'm a little bit brain fucked on this because a while ago, some of the earliest videos that I made, I remember I originally had a bunch of text on screen, and people gave me I think like 3 different people independently gave me the note of like, ugh, dude, this feels like a PowerPoint presentation. And they meant that as a bad thing. They meant like this is a PowerPoint. I guess PowerPoints are associated with boring. PowerPoints are boring. And maybe that's not the case. I saw this dude recently. He's not good. I'm not saying I like this person. The legal what is legal app? Legal as fuck? What is that? Midas Touch Network. Oh, I haven't heard of that. Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset. I don't give a shit about any of this person's videos because it's like he's like a lawyer content dude who makes videos about stuff that I don't care about. I don't remember what of these were. Okay, the only reason I'm even mentioning this person is that I heard that the way all of his videos are made are basically live streams with an accompanying PowerPoint presentation. And I thought to myself, that almost feels like what I should be doing. Like it kind of made me think about like why am I doing stuff in the way that I'm doing it? It's like, okay, I'm gonna record like a really long script, and then I'm gonna make a presentation. I don't know. The problem is just that streaming as a thing to do, I think it's a little psychologically challenging. I think there's like a I guess no. I guess what's weird about it is the feeling that if something goes wrong, you're fucked because you can't take anything back. And I think that I'm very accustomed to being able to take things back, or being able to edit things, being able to stop and edit and think about what you're saying and just word it in the best way possible instead of just having to, like, once you've said it, it's done, it's out there. But actually, I don't know. I was thinking it could also have the opposite effect, where when I'm recording a video, I know that when I say something, every single time, and I found myself really getting, I was thinking about why I found recording the audio for a video to be actually quite challenging psychologically when I was beginning. And I thought about why that was, and I think it was because every single time that I would read something, every time I would say a sentence, so I would say, though true in essence, what I wrote about sex above isn't comprehensive. I would say that, and then I would think to myself, Was that perfect? Was that the best way that I could have said it? Probably not, right? And then I would think, like, well, why not say it again? Why not do another take? Because I mean, I'm here. I can. There's nothing stopping me. I may as well keep. And I would just find myself redoing a lot of stuff. And I think that if you know that it is being broadcast live, you can't do that to yourself. So, like, there is kind of it kind of forces you to get over certain things. And I have one of the things that I um am held back by sometimes is the like toxic perfectionism where I need and I mean I need to not dwell on my old stuff. With writing, it's a little bit different because I can edit this. I can open the page and I can I can open it in Paint and I can change what it says. And then I can open it in Substack, Tumblr, or I need to find other websites that allow you to host long things. Reddit, I guess. Any website that lets you post stuff. Well, I can go there and I can edit the post if I like fucked something up. You can't do that with a video, so that's a little nerve-wracking. But what's nice about text is that you can do that. But the problem, that's actually an issue because what it means is that I'm very tempted to like I'm very tempted to like look at the videos that I've made, and I'm very tempted to watch them and to think about any little way that they could possibly be improved. And if I think of any little way that they could possibly be improved, I want to delete them and remake them, re-render them, make these little changes. Like if I were to watch, I don't know, the Notes on India right now, I might I might think of little things that could be improved, and then that's going to make me want to get rid of it. And so, like, part of the way that I cope with this is that when I'm done with a video, I delete all the assets, and I try to not watch it myself. Like, I try to avoid watching it because I feel like if I watch something that I've made, there's a high chance that there's going to be something about it that I'll wish that I could change, and I know that I can't. And then that is going to drive me crazy. So it's just like as a personal thing, I try not to watch my own shit. A lot of people, the reason they don't watch their own shit is because they hate it, right? There's like we have an aversion to hearing our own voice in many cases. I'm fortunately, and I don't know why this is the case, but I don't feel like I don't hate hearing my own voice. Which is really good because I have had to hear my own fucking voice quite a lot over the last little while because I have to do the audio editing. So whenever I record something, I have to go through the entire thing and I have to hear myself. You know, if I record 2 hours, I then have to fucking listen to myself talking for 2 hours. It's miserable. But not because I hate the sound of my own voice, just because it sucks. I don't like the process of having to edit. Having to edit audio. Do not like it. Do not like it at all. But yeah, I think part of me when I'm thinking about these videos, part of me wants to be a perfectionist who's like an artiste. I want to be like, oh, I want to make the perfect video. I want to make a video that's like so, you know, just good. Like I want to do high quality. And I think that every YouTuber probably feels that way to some extent. I think that we want to feel like the thing that we made is actually high effort stuff to be proud of, you know? Maybe not. Maybe I'm being gay. I don't know how many people actually feel that way, but you know, people, you want to be able to look back and be like, here's the shit that I made that's actually good. And I feel like you can be a YouTuber or anything. This applies to like any kind of field where you have to do stuff. You don't want to be like an author who writes 20 books, but at the end of your career, you feel like, yeah, I wrote 20 books, but they're all kind of crap. Everybody, even somebody who is putting out a lot of low quality stuff, I think they want to be able to make at least one good thing that they can hold up and say, look, I'm actually good at this. And I guess I don't feel that way about these videos. Sorry, let me rephrase that, because I don't mean that I don't feel proud of these videos because they're not good enough. I mean, I don't feel that need when it comes to these videos. I suppose what I kind of feel that way about, as in I kind of hold up internally in my head what I think of as a thing that I want to be good, would just be my writing. So the scripts of of the videos, or the pages, the text pages that the videos are based on, um, I want these to be very well written, and I'll spend a lot of time. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is I got to make this whole fucking page into a video at some point. If you want to know what I think about Israel Palestine, you can read this page. It's a pretty big one. What was I thinking of? This one. This. I just recently changed how some of these are titled, so I might have fucked that up. What? Gender? That's gender transsexuals. Oh, I think I saved it as sex gender transsexual. Sex gen. Why was that so loud? Ooh. Oh, I don't think I'm sharing. Okay, so fortunately I'm not streaming my desktop audio, but if I was, holy shit, that's very loud. Because I haven't been using this equipment very long. I just plugged it in today, so um gender, sex, transsexual. Okay, yeah. So previously on here, every single folder was just a number, and I just recently went through and I said, why? Instead of giving them numbers, why don't I just save them as their names? I think it might have been because I was worried about the possibility of them, of their names overlapping. But no, they're probably not going to overlap. Yeah, the sex, gender, transsexuals, that was the title of the video, that was the order in which the chapters happen, and then also, that's what I put in the title here, I just misnamed the folder. I think this page is something that I would put a lot of effort into, and that I would feel like 10 years from now, fuck my videos, but 10 years from now, or 10 is probably a little ambitious. Who cares about 10 years from now? Assuming that humanity is still fucking here in 10 years. But, you know, like, in insofar as anything that we make can have, like, a lasting impact, um, um, what was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, that there's like there's a quality there's a quality versus quantity comparison that you have to do for yourself. Where it's like, do I want to make um do I want to make 30 videos per year that are pretty good in terms of production, like in terms of how well edited they are, how many like images and assets and stuff happening in the video, or instead you could make more than double. Let's say like 90 per year. Well, I feel like this is highly preferable. I feel like quantity is really, really important on the internet, on the media sphere, or whatever. And I think it's also important when the thing that you're doing is you're trying to cover like the news, which I'm not always trying to cover. I think a lot of what I want to talk about is more theory that's not pertaining to any particular current event. But sometimes something will happen, and I do want to talk about it, and it is a current event. So time is of the essence, sort of, because you know, like imagine it'd be weird if I uploaded like videos about Nick Shirley 3 months from now. People, you got to get to stuff fast, right? You gotta get to things quickly before people move on and forget. So I think in the quality versus quantity, I actually need to figure out how to lower my quantity. I actually need to be less quality. Not for the sake of being less quality. Sometimes I feel like I might have overproduced some things, and when I look back, I feel like, that was kind of like just an unnecessary, like I've wasted my time making that. but you lower quality not just for the sake of lowering quality, but for the sake of increasing your quantity. And I think quantity, that's what I'm trying to figure out how to do right now, is I'm saying the balance that I have of the time that it takes me to make the stuff that I'm making is too high. I want to be able to put out more stuff because I have the amount of stuff that I have to say is way greater than the speed at which I can make videos, right? Like, I'm going to write this, whatever. So that's I think the main difficulty that I have. It's not how do I make the videos better or more quality. It's how do I make more videos quicker. Um, yeah, and I think that's part of why I'm setting this up is because um, having yourself appear on camera is probably the cheapest, easiest way to just fill content, to just fill space in something. If you have, you know, when you're editing, and you have your video tracks, right? You're gonna end up in the situation where it's like, okay, so right here, there's like an image that I'm showing you, and then here's like here's like a relevant video clip, and then you know maybe here there's like another relevant thing to look at, and then the big question is, okay, um, hmm, the big question ends up being, well, what do we put here? What do we put in this kind of blank space where we don't have anything to show you? And that's, you know, if you have an easy answer for that, then it allows you to get stuff out a lot quicker. And this is another, like, you can learn from what other people are doing. So if you look, there's when you type in almost any, what was his name, Kyle Quilinci. I realized the other day while watching this guy that his videos are very, very low effort, but that's probably good. That's probably like this is he has like an efficient operation because he actually, I guess it reminds me of what I've done, where he has a front cam, and then he screen shares with himself in the bottom. This video was 7 minutes 30 seconds. All he does is move between. This is probably just like an OBS recording, right? This looks like, well, kind of what I'm doing right now. It looks like all he does. So this is probably like a 7-minute video that took him 8 minutes to make. Like this is very, very, and I don't mean this as an insult. This is like a very low production value video. Once he has his setup, he can just pump out stuff like this, and pump out he does. I didn't realize this at first. He frequently, well, he doesn't upload every day, but four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. He uploaded 9 videos that day, which I don't know if that's like the right thing to do. I think people who are very experienced on YouTube kind of get in the flow of knowing, like, oh yes, you'll get rewarded if you upload a lot of videos as opposed to if you just upload one video. I don't know if that's the case. I feel like it changes over time, like from year to year or whatever, but also I don't like this person very much. I've watched a lot of his videos recently just kind of to get familiar with him, and he's someone who, yeah, the channels that I reference are not like people who I really like. They're just people who I'm aware of, and I'm kind of taking notes from. Is like, oh yeah, the way this guy makes videos is really efficient, and he's like a fairly successful person. So I'm thinking about efficiency of how to get stuff out. But oh, and I was thinking about how the difference in quality. So if you go from 30 videos to 90 videos, there will be a drop in quality in some respect, But I think that quality in terms of like the video editing and the whatever, like the actual video production, I don't care. I don't think that the quality of that stuff is really that important. I think that the only quality that is very important in the big picture and in the like kind of over a longer distance or whatever, like when in the future looking back, the quality that will be important is just the quality of what you say. And I think as so it feels really weird to say, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to sacrifice quality to get quantity, but I don't want to sacrifice the quality of the stuff that I'm saying. I think that the arguments and information are very important, and you don't want to sacrifice those, but you can sacrifice on video editing slash video production. I think the only reason that I am even making videos is as a vehicle for the things that I'm saying, right? It's really all about I draw too many little things. It's all about like the words, okay? The words are what's important. But then I can't get people to read these words, so you take these words and you put them into you put them into a video the box, and then that's like the bear with me for a sec. Me really put too much effort into this box. You put the words into this box, and then this box is like video production. I don't respect really, really well produced videos. I feel like it's really all about the script. It's all about the stuff that you say. So yeah. I think that's why there's been it's probably noticeable to some extent if you were to like analyze it in a way that is probably, I mean, I'm just some random dumb small channel, so I don't know why you would analyze it so deeply, but if I think about the overall character of the videos that I've uploaded over time, I think there has been a change. There has been a noticeable shift, and it has been in the direction of more. I'm trying to pursue more efficient production. I'm trying to pursue like, yeah, just more a more efficient, less produced video, but where I still promote a lot of information. And I guess I want it to be like fucking positive. Obviously, I want like want you fuckers to learn stuff. um, so yeah. How long has this been going? Timer? Oh, yeah. An hour, 7 minutes. Okay. So I think this is going to be the first time that I upload something, and I don't think I'm going to edit this. I think I'm literally just going to upload the MP4 that OBS creates, and that'll be that. And hopefully that's fine. Hopefully I don't regret that. I'm gonna probably not today, but I'm gonna look into actually I could live stream this process. I could live stream while going through. I'm going to prepare a bunch of stuff. I'm going to prepare a bunch of. Oh, I closed it, but kind of like in this video that was about Nick Shirley, I had a Google Doc that I slowly wrote in, and that was actually, it was originally a Google Doc that I made, and then I opened it in two windows, and then I just recorded myself rewriting the first doc in the other window. But essentially, I'll create something like this, and then just kind of stream myself going over it, and I'm gonna, because that is engaging for some people, I could live stream myself doing that and then take the live stream and cut it up and use that to make the video. I personally don't care very much about live streaming. I don't see the appeal myself, but it is a format or a like tool that I recognize has a lot of potential value because people find it engaging, and because I guess it has the potential to also capture a different type of viewer, which is that there are some viewers who enjoy something being live, knowing that it's happening in the moment and being able to potentially being able to interact or ask questions or whatever. So there's yeah, there's a potential increase in reach there. So that's why I'll be going in that direction. So yeah, just trying to balance things, trying to balance a number of different concerns, a number of different kind of pursuits. It's going well though, I think. Feeling good about it. I gotta worry about music. I actually don't know if I'm crazy because I might be wrong. I might be wrong. In my head, I think there's supposed to be music. I feel like a lot of live streams do have music, but I guess they don't need to. I was looking through on YouTube. There's this thing. There's an audio library. These are all cool to play live. You can just play these. I went through and I collected a bunch of them that I thought sounded all right. Or wait, is it these? But then even though this feels like a good amount of music, after hours, you eventually hear you'll eventually hear a song repeated. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe music sucks. I've kind of come to that conclusion in the videos. Some of the early videos that I used, I didn't have any music, and then I started putting music in the videos at some point, and then gradually I stopped putting music in the videos, and I think I kind of leaned against music. So maybe it's the same way for these. I don't know. It is certainly easier because putting music in stuff is just a pain in the ass. Because then you got to be concerned, you have to be scared about the copyright. Copyright, entity of some kind. What was I thinking? The copyright man? Like the tax man? The copyright enforcer. Somebody who... You worry about copyright claims coming for you, is the point. Oh, and the website that I keep... Not web, kind of a pseudo website. The thing that I keep pulling up is just my GitHub. So, irisembry.github.io. I want to make it into an actual website at some point, but currently it's just it's hosted on something called GitHub Pages, which is neat.